Plane with Nancy Pelosi took off in the direction of Taiwan. A Boeing C-40C belonging to the U.S. Armed Forces took off from Andrews Air Force Base in Maryland in the direction of Asia. Presumably, the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi, is on board. You can follow the flight in real time on Flight Radar. Pelosi is on a tour of Asia, which will include visits to the Republic of Korea, Japan, Singapore and Malaysia. Today, however, media speculation suggests that the politician may slightly deviate from her announced itinerary and visit Taiwan. Journalists believe the politician was not deterred by Beijing's repeated warnings of the unfortunate consequences of the speaker's visit to the conflict region. What to say about U.S. President Joe Biden, who threatened her with a finger? Apparently, if Ms. Pelosi has decided something, convincing her otherwise is extremely difficult. Earlier, the Chinese authorities reacted sharply to the news of a possible visit of Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, to Taiwan. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Wang Wenbin said it would severely damage China's sovereignty and territorial integrity and aggravate U.S.-Chinese relations to the limit. Then, U.S. President Joe Biden commented on Pelosi's desire to visit Taiwan, saying the Pentagon did not support the idea because it did not want to provoke China. Experts warned that if Taipei did accept the speaker, Taiwan would feel all the wrath of Beijing. On July 28, U.S. President Joe Biden called his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping. Mr. Xi explained to Biden that Pelosi's visit to Taiwan would jeopardize adherence to the One China concept and warned of the possible consequences. Poll: Trump beats Biden in American preferences. Former President Donald Trump is ahead of incumbent White House head Joe Biden in a hypothetical contest in the 2024 election. In the latest opinion poll, 53% of respondents would vote for him, with 47% falling in favor of Biden, according to Breitbart.com. Moreover, 82% of those polled said they at least partially approve of the possibility of Trump running in 2024, while 60% disapproved of Biden running in the next presidential election. In an interview with New York Magazine, the former president admitted that he has already decided whether he will run for president again. "I'm thinking about whether to announce it to me before or after the midterm elections," he said. Trump has remained active throughout Biden's presidency. This week, he outlined 42 reform proposals during a America First meeting at the Policy Institute, FPI, in Washington, D.C., many of which focused on law and order. Plane with Pelosi on board landed in Hawaii. The U.S. government Boeing with Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, as a chief passenger, landed at Honolulu Airport, according to Flight Radar. The reason for the Speaker's decision to stop by the Hawaiian Islands has not yet been disclosed. Media speculation suggests that the purpose of the stop could have been to refuel the plane, fixing problems, or the need to gather her thoughts and change plans. After all, the restless Pelosi is bursting at the seams, wanting to look at Taiwan. Earlier, it became known that a government Boeing C-40C with Mrs. Pelosi on board took off from Andrews Air Force Base in Maryland in the direction of Asia. The speaker has embarked on an Asian tour, with plans to visit the Republic of Korea, Japan, Singapore and Malaysia. A mystery shrouded in mystery remains Pelosi's visit to Taiwan. After much controversy in the White House and warnings from Beijing, there has been no official statement on whether or not the speaker will dare set foot in the conflict-ridden territory. In anticipation of a possible visit by an uninvited guest, the People's Liberation Army of China, PLA, began a 2-week exercise in the South China Sea on July 29. The PLA blocked all vessels from entering the exercise area for the duration of the exercise. Earlier, Beijing reacted sharply to the news of Nancy Pelosi's possible visit to the Republic of China. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Wang Wenbin said the gesture would be perceived by China as unfriendly and would only exacerbate U.S.-Chinese relations to the limit. Experts warned that if Taipei did accept the speaker, Taiwan would feel all the wrath of Beijing. On July 28, U.S. President Joe Biden called his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping. Mr. Xi explained to Biden that Pelosi's visit to Taiwan would jeopardize adherence to the indivisible China principle and warned of the possible consequences of an escalation of the conflict.